Tennessee Titans fans, I am coming to you today to talk about a Fortnite live stream. Yes, a Fortnite live stream. Why? Because the person hosting that Fortnite live stream last night was Cam Ward, the projected first pick in the NFL draft for the Tennessee Titans. And boy, did he have some interesting things to say. Boy, did he have some interesting things to say. Let's break it down. Now, I am kind of recapping this from sharmsports.com, an account on X that kind of recapped the live stream and shared some tweets about it. I'm going to put a link to that blog in the video description below. But these are just some recaps of what Cam Ward said in this live stream that pretty much might tell you all you need to know. Again, first of all, talked about Restrepo, the wide receiver from Miami. He said, Restrepo in the slot with Kyle Williams on the outside, that would be elite. And then he said, tell Mike to draft Kyle. Man, I can only do so much. Mike, of course, being Mike Borgonzi. So he's already thinking of who to tell Mike Borgonzi who to draft. We also had him talking about Luther Burden. Luther Burden, he's nice. He said Burden runs good routes. Talked about Emeka Egbuka. Said he thinks he's going to go first round. I agree. But then we got to some interesting ones. Cam Ward was asked to name his top 4 running backs in the NFL. And the first 2 names out of his mouth, Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. Now listen, all due respect to Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears, I don't think they would be the first 2 names out of most people's mouths when asked who are the top 4 best running backs in the NFL. But according to Cam Ward, the first names that come to his mind are Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. And then he summed it up with Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara as his other 2. I mean, it's clear he's dropping breadcrumbs when you're saying Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears, both of them are top 4. But it gets more outrageous. He was also asked to name his top 4 NFL wide receivers. He named a few, or top 5 NFL wide receivers. He named a few, the obvious ones, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. And then he, as if it was a given, said Calvin Ridley. Now, Calvin Ridley's a good wide receiver. I think Calvin having a 1,000-yard season last season with what the Titans were dealing with quarterback-wise, I think it's one of the best accomplishments of Calvin's career. But top 5 in the league. And then his other person he put at the top 5 was Treylon Burks. Yeah, that Treylon Burks, according to Cam Ward, top 5 NFL wide receiver. Cam's exact quote, he's had some injuries, but it was the setback, getting ready for the setup. Treylon Burks, top 5 NFL wide receiver, according to Cam Ward. Now, do I actually believe that Cam Ward believes that Calvin Ridley and especially Treylon Burks are top 5 NFL wide receivers? Well, absolutely not. But it does tell me this guy has a feeling where he's getting drafted. He's using Mike Borgonzi's name on a first name basis. Throwing out Tony Pollard's name, Tyjae Spears, Treylon Burks, Calvin Ridley. Then he was asked about A.J. Brown. Somebody said, oh, is A.J. Brown not in your top 5 NFL wide receivers? He said, A.J.'s good, but he ain't got that dog in him like Calvin Ridley. So he's already sucking up to the fan base. He's already saying what is in his mind the right thing to say. A.J. Brown ain't no Calvin Ridley. No, we all know that's false, but, you know, he's playing up to the Titans fans. He said Tennessee low-key has a top 5 defense in the league. I mean, then he said, I would put Tavondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons ahead of Max Crosby and Jalen Carter as a duo on the defensive line. These are just things he was saying. Wasn't laughing or anything. It was just stuff he was just throwing out. Every question. And then he was talking about L'Jarius Sneed, and this is big, he used the term, oh yeah, we got Sneed. We got Sneed. He used the term we got Sneed. Then somebody stream sniped him wearing a Titans jersey. So that was fun. He was asked to name his top 5 NFL head coaches. Guess who the first name out of his mouth was? Brian Callahan. Number one NFL head coach, according to Cam Ward, Brian Callahan. Talked about Tet McMillan, said he's a dog, would love to play with him one day. That's probably not happening. Tet McMillan will be a top 10 pick. Talked about what number he might switch to, mentioned the number 11. And so there you go, folks. Cam Ward dropping major breadcrumbs on a Fortnite live stream. Now, first of all, I have seen people on X today saying, oh, this is childish. This is unprofessional. We're a week away from the draft. He's doing a Fortnite live stream trying to be funny. Guys, I just got to tell you, man, it's 2025. It's 2025. Most of these guys are going to have Twitch streams, podcasts, YouTube channels. I mean, this is the world we live in. So I don't think anything of that. I actually thought it was funny. I mean, I thought it was funny the way he was just totally giving it away. I mean, who says their top 5 running backs are Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears? Who in the world would say top 5 wide receivers? I mean, Calvin Ridley, I'm sure. I mean, A.J. Brown said he thought Calvin Ridley was a top 5 wide receiver a few years ago. But to even mention the name Treylon Burks, the guy's trying to just tell you without telling you. Calling Mike Borgonzi by his first name. We got Sneed. Yes, it's a Fortnite live stream. It's just a funny little thing. But seems pretty clear to me where Cam Ward seems to think he's headed. Why is he talking about Simmons and Sweat and Borgonzi and Pollard and Spears and Sneed and all these guys? Why is he talking about them unless he views that as his team? He didn't really talk about any other team very much. And most of the people weren't asking him specific questions about the Titans. I mean, top 5 wide receivers, that's not a question about the Titans. He chose to take it there. He chose to start incorporating Titans players into the conversation. So I thought it was funny. I thought it was, obviously he's in on the joke. I don't really believe he thinks Treylon Burks is a top 5 NFL wide receiver, but I do think that he believes Treylon Burks is soon to be his teammate. He does believe that Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears are soon to be his teammates, so he wants to put them over. Cam Ward, Fortnite live stream, dropping hints of where he intends to be drafted next Thursday night. Tighten up, everybody.